What is happening, everybody? Luke Darling, welcome and welcome back. I'm super excited to share this unit with you. It's going to be jam-packed with super valuable content. I want to be respectful of your time because there's a lot of stuff that we need to get through in this one, so I'm going to try to keep it concise and to the point so we can move through everything in a timely fashion. And again, if you haven't done so already, I suggest going back to some of the previous units and going through them in order to, they kind of build up on each other in order to get you to where we're at right now. And there's just tons of super really valuable stuff in there. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. We're going to start tearing through some of this stuff because there is a lot of really valuable content that I want to share with you, and I want to make sure that we are respectful of your time and get through everything. So right out of the gate, we're going to talk about Google domination, automated Google reviews, the local market takeover. This is a super amazing strategy that's battle-tested, time-tested, database domination, referral partner accelerator, polishing pixels, and retargeting secrets. So a lot of this stuff is really going to kind of all work together in unison and kind of all be brought together, but each one on their own is very powerful by itself. So we're going to get right into, just work right down the list here. So Google domination. There's absolutely no questions about it. We all know the intent behind Google. You know, when people go on, they're searching for answers. They're searching for things. You know, the best mortgage, the best mortgage broker, the best mortgage companies, the best mortgage rates. So we know when they go there, they're on the very tail end of the buying cycle, and they're looking for answers. They're trying to find somebody to work with. And so one of the best ways that we can show up in that is the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have your Google My Business set up, and make sure that it's set up correctly. If it's not set up correctly, then you're not going to be able to get the types of results that you need in order to show up. Now, second thing on that is we want to make sure that you are getting reviews and you have reviews built up. As you can see in this one, the second one there, they literally only have one review, but it's their account set up correctly and they're showing up. So statistically speaking, you needed, Google says that for somebody to go on to make a purchase from somebody, they need to have a minimum of 3.3 stars. So they don't necessarily have to be all 5-star reviews, but having reviews up and being able to show up is the absolute first step. So Google My Business is where you want to get started. You want to make sure that you have all of that information filled out correctly in order to make sure that you're going to rank, you're going to show up, and start getting those reviews. So for the in regards to the reviews and some of the Google search, we, based off of some of the review stats, 97% of people read reviews for local businesses. This is our modern day, social proof, word of mouth, and they're everywhere. You go shopping on Amazon, you're probably reading through you're making your buying decisions, and those are helping influence your buying decisions. Statistically speaking, it says 93% of people who use mobile search go on to complete a purchase of a product or service. So when people are looking around, they're doing that. They're looking you up. They're trying to find who they want to work with. Those searches are going to lead to purchasing behaviors. And then 91% of 18 to 34-year-olds, these are typically your first-time home buyer crowd. It says that they trust online reviews just as much as personal recommendations. So if that doesn't tell you how valuable those can be, that's certainly that was a surprising statistic, at least for me. And so not to be taken lightly, especially in that type of crowd. And I don't think it's any surprise whatsoever from anybody that how valuable those reviews can be for that. So, moving right along, we're going to get into the local market takeover. So local market takeover, this is a strategy that you can implement today. This is battle tested, used for centuries to promote local businesses. And we are going to get into, and this is a strategy that you can use to go and expand your sphere of influence to work with tons of people. Bring value to your local businesses and your sphere of influence. And the best thing that you can do for these people is to bring them more business. Shocker, surprise, being able to bring other businesses more business and bringing value to them is the quickest way to, is one of the quickest ways that you can be looked at as a trusted source, a referral partner. And it always goes, and you have that law of reciprocity too. So the best way that we do that, that you can get into literally any market, is by running promotions for these local businesses. You can run giveaway type promotions, work really well, and it's all going to kind of depend upon the in business and who you want to work with as well. So the promoting a local business, getting it out there, and the cool thing is with these strategies, like you can literally track how many people come in when you are helping promote them, and give, undeniable, results that, this is happening, and also build your own database with these contacts that you're using. You're tapping into their market, they're sharing it, their friends and family and stuff are sharing it, and helping promote it, all while all of this content, all of these leads are being funneled back down to you as well. So you're gaining this goodwill, you're getting these opportunities to come into your pipeline. Now, these might not be like high intent home search, but you're building a database, and this database can be hugely valuable, especially over the long term when you start to see some statistics on some of that stuff, like the amount of people who are actively in the market at any given time. When you start to build your database and start to implement some of the strategies further down, like the retargeting and stuff like that, can be a complete game changer. So, just to kind of walk you through, these are some statistics of some examples of, how powerful this can be. Could you imagine getting in front of 17,000 people of your target market, and having something that's like so valuable to them that 123 people shared it? You're getting, we're talking about tons of eyeballs on you, on your promotion, on these other businesses. So you're bringing tons of, you can take this type of information to people and say, look what we did. Having something available that people actually really want. We're talking about 237 leads here. Of that, 48% of the people who clicked on it actually jumped in and said, yes, I'm interested in whatever this was. I want to say for this, this was a giveaway for some concert tickets or something like that. But just really super awesome and fun and exciting things to do. And this completely replicatable. So here's another example, 83 shares, another 17,000 people reached in this one. So just tons of eyeballs, tons of attention, tons of opportunity to get in front of your local market and really just become a dominant influence in that. And so super powerful, promoting other businesses, bringing value, which is no surprise. And there's a lot of really cool ninja tricks that you can do in order to just explode those opportunities as well. So next we're going to get into database domination, referral partner accelerator. This is, and let me move my mug here. Here's a message that we sent out, and this was sent out from one of our coaching members that had gotten into one of our coaching programs. But here's a message here. Good morning. We had spoken in the past about buying a home with the new year right around the corner. Are you still interested in becoming a homeowner in 2020? So at the time of this filming, we're at the tail end of November. So this was, very time relevant, but you can use this, rinse and repeat over and over. This message was sent out to 1,400 people, 84% open rate, and 162 home buyers said that they were still interested. 12% of the people. So even if you had a small list of 100 people, you're talking about, with those numbers holding true, you're talking about, of that, 12 people saying that they're still interested in buying a home that you could shake loose from your existing database. Your existing database, your referral partner's existing database. So one of the strategies that we teach in our coaching program is, first, it's good to do these types of database reactivations for your referral partners, especially if they have them. But how do you bridge that gap? Typically, we want to bridge that gap with bringing them a client to begin with, saying, hey, can you work with so-and-so in your area, or can you take on another buyer? And then when you bring value to that relationship, then say, oh, by the way, do you have some old leads that we can get reactivated for you? That message right there. And you can see here that there's follow-up questions that are going to go on there and kind of pre-screen people so you don't have to waste your time dealing with tire kickers and stuff. This is done through Messenger. You can apply these same strategies. We have these same templates and stuff built out in our coaching program for email and text message and ringless voicemail and stuff too. Same theory, same principle, just different method of communication. But super powerful. That message, and you can use that, obviously you can use that every year, you can use it quarterly, and just we're flushing out those buyers there. So, moving right along, we're going to get into polishing pixels. This is probably one of the most sought after trainings and most highly impactful trainings that if you are generating any leads online whatsoever, that is really going to be the separation and the game changer for a lot of people. So when you are generating leads online, we've probably heard it time and time again, like other people saying, these leads are not good. Well, there is a way to teach your system in order to only go after the good leads. And the way that we want to do that is you want to separate the good leads from the bad leads. Typically, one of the best ways to do that is going to be based off of just credit score. In general, when you're screening your leads that come through and they self-identify as a particular credit score, so you say, if you're below 620, then you push them into a bad leads pile. Now, those obviously are still, there's still some meat on the bones, or there's still potential for them, and we're still generating them. So what do you do with this? Now, the Kingsford method, if you're not familiar with the model Ford and how Kingsford came about, Kingsford if you're not familiar with that, a charcoal company. And it was a byproduct that Ford had created essentially what is now $1 billion company from the waste of building the Model Ts and building those cars. So even though they're not a good lead to you, Guess who they are a good lead to? Credit repair companies. So you can set up affiliate offers and or credit repair companies to send these leads to and actually get paid money for the people who you don't want to work with. So super powerful, because when you are pushing your bad leads over to an affiliate offer or a credit repair company that's their ideal client, then guess what? You then get money that you get to push back into your hopper in order to go get and pay for more of these good leads. Now, the cool thing is when you're separating them out, you're actually teaching your system to go and get, when you feed your artificial intelligence, when you feed your system good information, you heard that accounting term like garbage in, garbage out. Well, this way we're only letting the good stuff come in, and when you're only letting the good stuff in, you are teaching it to start to go after that good stuff. And when you start to get those good leads, and it just starts to compound and snowball, where you're only feeding it good data and good information and good home buyers that you actually want to work with and can get a loan. Meanwhile, you're pushing the bad stuff off to pay for the good stuff. So it doesn't get a whole lot more ideal than that. The people you don't want to work with are paying for the people you do want to work with. So polishing pixels, super powerful. So if you don't have a system like that set up and you're not leveraging that type of model for your lead generation, definitely put that in place. These are methods that we teach in our coaching program that are really allow you to take your game to the next level. So we're going to get into retargeting secrets. This is probably by now it's no surprise to anybody but these are super powerful strategies that you can implement that are probably some of the most cost effective and powerful use of advertising that we see in today. And you don't have to so if you're not familiar with retargeting, this is where you go online and you search for a product, and then you start to see those ads everywhere. So when people go in and they this is Bob, he goes to a website, he searches on the website, he leaves, and then he comes back, and then you're showing up your ads, all over the place. I mean, this could be, Reuters or Forbes, those online articles, Facebook, Google, all over the place. That's a really cool thing is you can show up pretty much anywhere you want in front of these people in order to continue to build that brand awareness, that consistency, that authority. When people see you all over the place consistently, it builds authority, it builds trust. So there's three main buckets you typically want if you're just getting started right out of the gate. You have your prospects. These are the people who clicked on your ads. Maybe they really haven't taken things too much further, but we want to show them, you want to segment your audiences so you're showing them different messages. So you have your prospects. We still want to provide them some value in order to get them into your system in order to take that next action. Then you have your leads. Your leads, you're still kind of building that trust. And the really cool thing about this is, these are where you see those, good leads, those higher quality prospects that, might have clicked on your ad but didn't necessarily go all the way through. You start to, when you show up for them over and over and over and over and over and over again, you build that trust, you build that authority, and then that's when they actually raise their hand. And you might be thinking the same thing for you. If you normally probably wouldn't click on something right away, but you do something enough, you see somebody enough, you're like, okay, I'm gonna check out what this person has to offer. And then finally, you get into your clients, your past client database. guarding them and getting referrals from them. So showing existing reviews, things like that, getting referrals from your existing client base, just reminding them that, you're still there and you're still available to do business with, especially in a very rate-friendly environment where you might have people that you want to come and get for refi business. You're able to show up for them and remind them that you're still there. And the last thing you ever want to hear is like you call somebody up and they say, "Oh yeah, I just refied," and you're like, "What? I never heard from you." And it's it's not their fault. We didn't do an effective job of staying in front of them. So super powerful retargeting, getting in front of people, building the trust, building that consistency, and just super powerful stuff. So I'm very excited. I probably went on a little bit longer than I should have, but if you're interested in wanting to learn more about this step by step, more in depth, more in detail, just really unpacking how to do all of this stuff, then you can join our coaching programs where we share all this information on a significantly more deeper level and break down how to do everything in a very digestible, consumable, implementable manner. So thank you so much for participating with me through this, and I hope you have an amazing day.